in the analysis room of the Department of Implement Arts.
You know, there's loads of monsters attacking the space station this time, and some of them aren't even on the station's records.
You're so annoying! Stop saying that!
Hey, how old are you? Don't be a baby. Please stop crying. How about I pretend to be a monster for you, huh?
There are a lot of like little side things you can listen into. Some of them are voiced, some of them are not voiced. In this episode, I actually have to make quite a bit of cuts. It's a bit long. I also took many breaks in between. Hi Asta. I haven't tried Asta actually because I got another fire character that was a little bit better in my 50 pull banner that just sucked. I just didn't really have any luck. But I am still very much in love with the main character, and I am pretty sure she will stay in my lineup. So far I have not paid a cent. I also got pretty far with my current characters, so all the free-to-play characters
on the other hand, the entire crew of the
pretty decent. I was able to defeat most of the optional bosses, I guess.
Damage to our security system was minor.
I do still not have a healer,
It was easy to fix.
so for anything else I'm pretty much going with the story now so I can get the healer. I do feel like I want a healer. I also should probably get some friends so I can use other units to see how I like them.
Spirit is far worse than a broken
I actually haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I have unlocked it. I saw I unlocked it, but I haven't looked into it yet. Other than that, I probably will also
I sent multiple
cut a little bit of the fight when you meet your first optional boss. This is a pretty long fight, so I probably will cut a little bit out of it. I did manage to do it in my first try, but only because I actually leveled up the main character. So that was the only reason I was able to survive. Anyway, let's continue with the story.
Oh, that would be of great help.
Oh yeah, right, warp. There it is. I think I did try it at least 110 warp. No, I did not. I did not. Right, because I didn't unlock the mail system yet. One particular thing I do want to mention, because it's still up, is that on the website, on the Honkai Star Rail website, there is an event for a free 4-star light cone, as well as an I think it's gear or equipment. So it's free, probably should do it. It's only up until like end of May. But you know, what's free is free. You probably want to do it. So I didn't do a warp here because I didn't have the mail system yet. So I don't think I have the warps actually recorded.
This is Herta Space Station. As you might tell from its name, it belongs to the distinguished Madame Herta herself. Herta Space Station was originally built as a warehouse for rare items and relics, but Madame Herta also allowed her followers to oversee tasks and conduct research, then gradually turned into a scientific research base. The storage zone you pass through contains all our inventory and is the main research center. The master control zone where we are now is the control center of the whole space station. It is said that the space station also contains Madame Herta's private chamber, where her most precious, rare, and dangerous collections are sealed. And for someone like her, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Even for me, the lead researcher, there are many things she keeps secret. I'm lead researcher of Herta Space Station, but honestly, I'm more like Madame Herta's housekeeper of this place. Madame Herta is a genius, but managing disparate staff, tactfully representing the space station before the Intelligentsia Guild, these are all things beyond her abilities. But as it turns out, they are my forte. Scholars are a lot easier to deal with than those vociferous old geezers back home. No matter how much they drone on about astronomy is just about looking at things that doesn't bring any real value, they all fall silent in front of Madame Herta. No matter the problem, you just needed to say that it was Madame Herta's wishes and all would be fine. After all, Herta herself is a symbol of wisdom. And thanks to her, I can count the stars to sleep. Otherwise, I would have had to inherit the family fortune and, just thinking about it terrifies me. Arlen went to dress his wounds at the rest area. He knows himself well, but if he insists on pushing his limits...
By the way, there will be a lot of sections where you just talk with NPCs. Coming from Final Fantasy XIV, I will talk with these NPCs. Most of the stuff is actually voiced, so that makes it a little bit easier. But if you're not interested in that, please skip ahead. Thank you.
But Arlen doesn't care about getting hurt. He only cares about protecting others. It's the only way he feels fulfilled. And it's not that I don't understand where he's coming from. I just want him to look out for himself, too. Herta. She's a member of the Genius Society, one of the proud favorites of the Eon of Erudition. Ever since the birth of Noose, there have only been 84 people admitted into the Genius Society. That is why Madame Herta is extremely headstrong. She only pursues what interests her, and as soon as that interest is lost, she abandons it and moves on. The space station was one such abandoned interest. Anyway, I lent out one of her manuscripts as a resource reference not long ago. It should still be in the Master Control Zone. You can take a look if you wish. Chatting with you seems to have lightened my mood. Seems like talking can really raise one's spirits.
What's the matter? You seem to have something on your mind. Basically speaking, it's a train that travels through space. But more specifically, the Astral Express was a creation of the Eon, Akavili the Trailblazer. As for what the Trailblaze, the Eons, and Akavili are all about, let's talk about it when things have calmed down a little. I don't want to overwhelm you now, do I? Light cones were created by the Garden of Recollection. These followers of the Eon of Remembrance refined memory fragments to create light cones, which preserve memories. But you've already realized it, haven't you? Since light cones can preserve memories, they can also preserve experiences and abilities. That's why light cones are extremely precious rare items under Level 2 restriction by the Interastral Peace Corporation. As far as I know, only the IPC possesses light cone technology authorized by the Garden of Recollection. I couldn't say what deal Herta made with the Garden, but knowing her, it was likely off the books. You should cherish every light cone. They are all precious memories of their original owners. Who exactly you are escapes me, but you seem familiar to me. I have a couple of hunches, but I can't prove any at this point, so they'll be my little secrets for now. Are you concerned about your past? You seem like someone who prefers to look forward rather than back. Or maybe I'm just describing myself. Come find me anytime if you have more questions.
I'll leave the reassurance of the researchers in your hands. If you have any other questions, you're welcome to come to Himiko and me.
If only I caught the Antimatter Legion sooner. Oh, I'm fine. This pain is nothing, really. I'm used to it. In fact, I should be proud of it. It's a reminder of being able to protect everyone. But, don't tell lead researcher Asta what I just said. Whew. There were a few researchers who didn't make it. The rest are fine, mostly minor injuries. But I'm worried about their mental states. Most of them came to the space station because they admired Madame Herta. But now they can't reach her or even their own families. I just hope they can all survive this crisis. My first impression was that she was the daughter of a rich family, owners of a big company. She was kind to me, though. When she went to the space station, I followed her. I don't know much about science, but I'm glad to be able to protect people in pursuit of their research. I hope all this chaos will end soon.
Push the stick down, Alfred. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong person. Thanks, kid. We're doing some pre-checks for the satellite remote sensing. I'll hold down the button to monitor the signal, and you push the control stick according to my instructions. But first, let's talk about the controls. Up is the spectrometer, down is the filter, left is the reference level, and right is the attenuator. Our pre-checks have 3 steps. Turning on the spectrometer, then the attenuator, and finally outputting the signal to the filter. It's quite a bit to remember. You got everything? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Wonderful, thank you. That was very helpful of you, kid. Alfred was the researcher in charge of this. He was in the storage zone earlier. He didn't make it back. Abraham was close to him. I don't know how to tell him about it. The top priority is to preserve the space station and concentrate on the work at hand.
I need to leave. I need to run from this forsaken... No, it's impossible. I can run from yesterday, I can run from today, but tomorrow will always be one step ahead of me. Look! The obstacle detection terminal has recorded 142,856 attacks. The next count will be 142,857. I know in my heart that when I see that hopelessly beautiful cyclic number, it will mean the poetic end of my life cycle. How insightful. Yes, of course. The closer you approach death, the more you appreciate life. I will pull myself together. Thank you. That was kind of you.
Well, now we got all of our stuff, so now you know when you get access to all your pre-registration rewards. And I got several. I have tried her out. I am not sure I like her, to be honest. I find her somewhat underwhelming, especially compared to the main character, who does quite a lot of more damage. So I have used her, but at this point I have switched her out for someone else.
Take the express and leave. I'll stay.
But
Let's go.
my zone's defense shield won't hold much longer. You all need to hurry. I'll be here. You've got to fend them off. You hurry.
We lost communications.
Are you thinking of going back? Well, let me remind you, that's the Doomsday Beast, the Legion's planet destroyer.
The space station is Herta's creation. As long as the Lord Ravager doesn't intervene, there should be no problems.
But we can't just run away like this, right?
The Doomsday Beast can rip off the defense shield like tearing paper. And Herta's not here. The station's defenses are too weak to stand against the Antimatter Legion. Either way, the Legion has the blessing of the Aeon Nanook. They came prepared, and everyone here is not.
That's why we have to leave and take her with us.
She's that important?
She's the one who can help us turn the tides. Of course, I may be wrong.
As you say so. All right. What should we do next?
This is the supply zone where the maintenance crew works. There's a path here that leads to the railway platform. Let's head over there and meet up with Welt.
Mr. Yang? Mr. Yang's here too? Didn't he stay on the Express?
The Astral Express tracks our coordinates in real time. And with such a huge change in the space station's movements, there's no way Mr. Yang wouldn't have noticed.
I can almost guarantee that your Mr. Yang is already on his way. Right now, we might be able to handle things if it's just the Doomsday Beast, but if the Destruction's Emanator were to appear... Let's hurry up and get out of here. I'll explain later.
Freeze! Freeze!
The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. This sanctuary is but a vision.
You won't get away!
I told ya I could fight. Stay right there while I give you a present.
Let's make it quick.
Try that again. Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move. You can't run!
Step aside. I have no time now.
Let's go.
You couldn't have done it without me.
So here we are back from our little cut, and as you see, this is the Void Ranger, the optional boss that I mentioned earlier, that I'm entirely unprepared for. Actually, I still won. It was a very long fight. I will cut it down just a little bit, but you can make it work if you have at least, I would say, Dan Hang and your main character leveled up. So at this point, my main character is, I think, level 13. And obviously you have Himiko, which also helps. She is a little bit of a higher level. And just keep up with the shields and you can make that work. Nonetheless, half of my characters died in the end.
Barely so.
Rules are made to be broken.
I give you a present! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Actually, we were watching that, no one died, but they came close to it. And I really think having the shields really helps, just to keeping up with the shields. I would have fared better though with a healer, to be honest.
You couldn't have done it without me. Oh, shiny! Ooh, sparkly! Oh, yeah, it's the platform!
The express isn't here.
It has to be nearby. Let me go take a peek with my sharp eyes.
Wait, march!
The Doomsday Beast. It's really here.
Get down here!
Careful, everyone! Rules are made to be broken.
Move carefully. The time is now.
You have the worst luck running into me. With me out here, how can we lose?
time for a detailed overhaul.
You won't get away!
Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens. And I'm no exception.
Try that again! You can't run! My turn. Stay right there while I give you a present!
Combat is a series of precise machinations. You won't get away!
Try that again!
Clemency?
Gotta try hard
Never heard of
sometimes.
it.
Check out this awesome move!
Step aside. I have no interest. The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. This sanctuary is but a vision.
You can't run! You have the worst luck running into me!
Rules are made to be broken. You're out!
My turn!
Take this! One at a time!
Try that again!
Perhaps you still don't understand. Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens. And I'm no exception.
Clemency? Never heard of it. The time is now.
With me out here, how can we lose?
Let's make it quick. You won't get away!
Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move!
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict.
You can't run! Watch this!
truth of life and death, revealed in this sanctuary, is but a vision.
What happened? Who is that?
Mr. Yang, is she...
They're okay now. Let's talk somewhere else.
And just like that, we have met Welt. I have to say, it was very
Is this the space?
weird to get used to the new voices, especially if you played Honkai Impact. The sound of the voice specifically for Welt and Himiko is very different. I do like Welt's English voice. I'm still getting used to Himiko's English voice. It's a bit.
Well, this invasion
Well,
seems to
particularly
be
Himiko doesn't really sound like a mature, oldish woman. She sounds a little bit too high-pitched, I guess.
I guess I'll leave you to rest up a bit for the
While with Welt, he's very old, actually.
What's your
So
beacon
he
address?
does sound a
That
little
way, if
bit
anything
older.
happens,
Even though he
you
doesn't
can
look
contact
as old as he is very old. So,
Go see Himiko when you have the time. She said she had something to discuss with you.
You're awake. I had March and Dan Hung stay by the express to keep an eye on things. It's almost time. She should be arriving any moment now.
I've only been gone, what, a few months? And the space station is already in this state?
Welcome back, Herta. This is the true master of the space station. Genius Society number 83, Herta.
At least give me a proper introduction. Genius Society number 83? Of all my outstanding achievements, that's what you want to mention? Yeah, up to speed yet? That place you all turned upside down? That's my property. So, this little twerp has the Stellaron now? Huh. I'll have to take a good look. Truly amazing! I built a whole space station just to contain this unactivated Stellaron and keep the blue from disaster. Yet someone was able to achieve that with this little twerp's body? How did they do it?
Moreover, the Stellaron is still very stable in her body.
You're right. This little one's body truly is strange. You can leave. I'm discussing science with what's her face? Himiko? Science exists in objectivity. There's nothing to be secretive about. But as far as you're concerned, I think it would be better for you to listen in. After all, I have a lot of plans ahead involving you. Speaking of which, Himiko? Can I bring her in for some research?
That's not up to me to decide. You can ask her yourself.
Study you, of course. Your body contains a Stellaron, which in some sense is no different than storing a bomb. Who knows what might happen? Maybe it'll blow you to bits someday. You should be grateful that this genius is willing to help you out. I still have some interest now, but once that's gone, I'm not studying you even if you beg me. I'm very interested now. So there's almost nothing I won't accommodate. A Stellaron in your body? How interesting is that? Be grateful that I'm offering to help you out. This is a service even the IPC can't buy.
You understand now? Herta wants you to stay in her space station.
Well, I'm going to have to modify your wording here. This little twerp can only stay temporarily until the research is done. Or maybe I'll lose interest halfway through and they can just beat it.
And after that?
Not my problem.
You also have another option. The Astral Express. If you want, you can leave with us. The Express has its fair share of experiences with Stellarons. The thing you're worried about and the answers we're looking for are one and the same. Besides, we can come back anytime to let Herta conduct her research. She's absolutely fascinated now.
Well, works for me. Keeps this subject fresh, too. And that way, I won't need to keep worrying about this little twerp all the time. Perfect. Yes, give it some good thought. Just remember to come back often. Make an appointment in advance with Asta or Arlen so I can make time to study you.
There's no need to rush into this, Herta. Asta's in the Master Control Zone. Let's let her have a talk with Asta first and decide for herself. I'll be waiting for you on the platform. It's no hurry if you still have things to do or someone to see. Come find me when you've made your decision.
Genius Society member 1. I hung up his portrait purely out of respect. Without him, there would be no Genius Society today. Frankly, I don't know what he has achieved. None of his books and inventions have survived. But there's gotta be a place for the founder of the society, right? Polka Kakamund, member 4 of the Genius Society, a woman full of mystery. Many people in the society died by her hand. I haven't heard anything about her for many years, but I firmly believe she is still alive. Hey, Lord of Silence, if you're here, if you're listening, I'm member 83 Herta, and I want to meet you. I believe you and I will have a lot to talk about. This is Aiden, member 22 of the Genius Society, the most selfless and the strangest one. He spent his whole life helping others. Personally, I don't see the point. But the society is famous thanks to him. The Inter-Astral Peace Corporation has been trying to find a replacement ever since his death. They searched for many Amber Eras, but no genius was willing to lower their head to the IPC. Until they found me. Oh, Elias Salas, such a lovely old fellow. He is member 56 of the Genius Society, one of the only 2 publicly elected ministers in the society's history. Be grateful to him. He created the Synthesia beacons and overrange remote sensing, the cornerstones of modern cosmic communication. However, he did not disclose his inventions to the public, so I hereby certify that the rights of these 2 technologies belong to the Intelligentsia Guild. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of the guild, but it is impressive that they managed to reproduce Elias Salas's inventions. Member 76 of the Genius Society, Screwlum. I've known him for a long time. He's a really good man, a gentleman with an exceptional mechanical mind. I've learned a lot from him. Recently, I have been working with him and Ron May on a project. I hope this project can help us get closer to the greatest mystery of the universe. This is Madame Herta, or better known as Member 83 of the Genius Society. In her childhood, she solved the solitary waves theory and the spark model hypotheses. In her adolescence, she found the sigma baryons conversion method. In middle age, she proposed the Herta sequence and published a paper on de-aging. In her senior years, she managed to reverse her own age via de-aging and went on to solve the mystery of the imaginary leakage phenomenon, and even captured and sealed a stellaron. Madame Herta has saved the planet she was on from destruction 19 times and has met the Eons twice. This space station is her property. Hey, there you are. Who's waiting for you? I've been busy. What you're seeing is one of my remote-controlled puppets. They're all over the station. I just connect to one wherever I am needed. Enough chit-chat. I am working on a big project with a few colleagues. If we succeed, it will answer the ultimate question that's been puzzling us for thousands of Amber Eras. The truth about eons. Eons. Think about it. What mystical existences. Some eons used to be ordinary humans like you and me, but somehow they managed to obtain power beyond our imagination. They are mysterious, powerful, silent, and terrifying. It's hard to explain all the mysteries surrounding them. How were they created? Why were they created? What were they created for? Have you ever thought about these questions? Well, indeed, it's got nothing to do with you, but we need you. Give me some time. I'll make this worthwhile for you, too. The 4 geniuses of the society wrote a program together. You see the big machine in the office? That machine contains a universe. Just like the universe we live in, but it's more streamlined and customized. I call it the Metaverse. Oh, really? That's what my partner said as well. Fine. I am a team player. Then let's call it the Simulated Universe. Now go and experience it for yourself. I will guide you in the Simulated Universe to make sure nothing happens to you. I'll even give you a substantial reward.
So there was a little cut here because I had to switch the video because I took a break in between, and so that is that. Now we're going in one of the side contents. This is actually a two-part quest. The alpha test that we are doing right now is part of the main story. The beta test is not, so I didn't record the beta test. I did, however, make some notes regarding the beta test, but for that we first have to finish the alpha test.
It's too late to repent.
I would like to point out this particular feature, even though it looks really neat, this is actually a standard features in RPG gacha games, particularly the mobile ones. But it just looks very nice. You can run around, it looks very shiny, unlike other ones where you really just get the fighting screen basically, and then you pick your, well, whatever kind of bonus you want for that round.
Fighting is meaningless. This sanctuary is...
Also, one thing that I really noticed and slightly annoying is that it will turn off the auto fight after each fight, so you have every time to press auto mode. I do have to say the auto mode works really well, and specifically for this kind of stuff where you do anyway only fighting and low level stuff, it really works great. I have no problems with that at all.
Watch this!
It's too late to repent.
Rules are made to be broken. Decisive strike!
Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict. Clemency? Never heard of it. This sanctuary is but a vision!
My turn. Stay right there while I give you a present.
Take this!
You can't run!
Clemency? Step aside. I have no interest in stoking conflict.
With me out here, how can we lose?
Now I switched actually to manual. I do like playing the manual because it is really fast paced, especially with the ultimates that you can basically spend whenever you want, whenever you feel like it, or you save it. I really like how they did the turn-based in this game.
You can't run!
The time is now.
Gotta try hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move! Try that again!
Rules are made to be broken. We need a strategy.
Move carefully.
You have the worst luck running into me. Stay right there while I give you a present.
Just a scratch.
You can't run. My turn.
Batter up.
Try that again.
The truth of life and death, revealed in this sanctuary, is but a vision.
With me out here, how can we lose? You can't run!
Anyway, now we have met the simulated Aeons. Fully, however, does something very interesting in the beta test that I didn't record it because it's a side quest. And in the second time you meet Fully, he, she, them, they, whatever, will mention Elio, which happens to be the guy who foretold your future. And you also met another god. They are simulated, but nonetheless, you meet another god who actually knows he's not supposed to be in there. So, who knows where that one goes? Seemingly there is a story attached to the simulated stuff. I'm not necessarily going to record it because it is side content and not part of the actual main story. But it is so far very interesting. It works well. And I thought I'm going to mention it. I actually wrote it down so I don't forget. And now you also got Herta. I have not really used her. I'm not that interested in her. As you saw, I do pulled Hook, which is another fire character. I am currently testing her out because I actually like the burning effect. So I will let you know how that goes.
Where to now?
This is another side quest that I did not record it. I did like it though, because you could just go back and do some side stuff and collect the treasures, etc. Anyway, as you can see, the second space station, the simulated universe, is also a side quest. Anyway, this will be the end of this episode, and in the next one we're going to explore the train. There will be a lot of talking with NPCs, just saying, because I exhaust every talk option they have, which took probably around 20 to 30 minutes, and then we will go to the next planet and meet Bornia and Seele, I think, and Gerard and Kokoria. Thanks for watching and have a lovely day. Bye.
Come on, out with it. Getting nostalgic already? You know, when you were passed out, all I thought was I had to look after you. And then you picked up the bat? Just incredible! In the blink of an eye, you knocked that big fella into Mr. Yang's black hole and saved me. I still haven't thanked you properly yet. Nah, we're not splitting up here. I'd like to know too. I was already on the train when I woke up. I was just drifting out there in space and got picked up by the Express. Amazing, right? crazy stuff like that? Not too often. It sure freaked me out. But every encounter I've had since coming aboard the Express has been strange to say the least. For example, going to the desert to catch something called a sandfish, correcting a gravitational field to flip an upside-down castle, or almost getting my head cracked open by a galena ball falling from the sky while trying to avoid a sleeping reindeer on the road. Huh. Looking back now, it all seems quite dangerous. But I had the crew there with me, so the problems didn't seem all that bad. Of course you should! Why wouldn't you? There's only 4 of us now, plus Pom-Pom. Each of us can have our own carriage to sleep in. You wouldn't have the heart to leave your carriage unmanned, would you? Then come aboard and take a look for yourself. I'll be waiting for you.
So, have you thought things through? Go ahead, speak your mind. There's no need to be so formal. You helped us defeat that big fella anyway. Plus, if we keep making pleasantries, we'll waste a whole day. You've done me a huge favor by defending the space station from the Antimatter Legion. And know that while Herta may not admit it, she owes me one. She won't refuse me if I ask for a favor in return. And it's probably not too much to ask for a rare item from the space station, right? How about we continue talking on the Express? I'll make you a cup of coffee, my special blend. I was ready ages ago. I've been here so many times before. It should have just been an ordinary trip for me. But everything's not so ordinary anymore, is it? Walking the same path over and over will never be the same. There will always be something new. That's the meaning of trailblazing. As always, to follow in the footsteps of Akivili. Sometimes we stop on other worlds, and we'll continue to do so. There are countless next stops in the galaxy. I love the vast reaches of space, and the Express does too. I want to seek out new worlds, and the Express wants to return to its former path. Because you're different. While that might be the biggest reason, it's not the only one. I think you need a chance. A chance to discover just how different you really are from everyone else. Everybody keeps telling you how special you are and how you have a Stellaron inside you. But that's already plain as day to you. And no matter who tells you, be it me or Herta or anybody, it's not the same thing as feeling it yourself. You have to experience enough to know if you've gained or lost anything because of the Stellaron, and to know who you really are. Learn to control the Stellaron, and then you can control your destiny. The Stellaron might still be an enigma, but the fact of the matter is, it's a part of you. And you have to embrace this before you can move forward into the future. So, have you thought things through? Then come with me.
The way to celebrate.
Let's go.
I'll be waiting.
Time to get on.
Till we make it. Oh. We will see.
I'm over here.
Come with me, take the journey.
Hey, you over there looking dumbfounded. Yes, Pom-Pom's talking to you. Himiko told Pom-Pom about your situation. Now listen up. Pom-Pom will only say this once. Pom-Pom's sure there have been lots of people telling you how special you are lately. But this is the Astral Express, and everyone on here has their secrets. Since you chose to board, you can abide by the rules. You're not the only special one here. You'd best remember that. I'm Pom-Pom, the conductor. Just come find me if you have any trouble.